Kindly subscribe the channel and press the bell button. And share your storyline on below email ID if you want to see the video of your story. Thirsty Crow. Corvus, a young crow with feathers as black as a moonless night, swooped down upon the parched earth of the sun-baked savanna. The relentless African sun had banished the last vestiges of the rainy season, leaving behind a cracked landscape and an air thick with dust. His throat was a furnace, his every breath a painful rasp. Days of fruitless searching for water had left him weak and desperate. He scanned the treeless expanse, hope flickering like a dying ember. Then, in the distance, a glint of reflected light caught his eye. With a renewed surge of energy, Corvus propelled himself towards the mirage, his heart pounding in his chest. As he neared, the mirage solidified into a sight that filled him with both hope and despair. A clay pitcher, half buried in the sand, stood sentinel under a solitary, sun-bleached acacia tree. With ragged gasps, Corvus landed beside the pitcher, his eyes fixed on the precious liquid within. But his elation was short-lived. The water level was impossibly low, barely a glistening film clinging to the bottom. Corvus dipped his beak into the pitcher, his heart sinking as he felt only the cool dampness of the clay. Frustration gnawed at him. This tantalizingly close water was as good as non-existent. Corvus was about to give up, his head drooping in defeat, when his sharp eyes spotted a pile of smooth, round stones nearby. He remembered a story whispered by an elder crow, a legend passed down through generations. It spoke of a resourceful crow who had used stones to raise the water level in a pitcher. Hope surged through Corvus. Could it be true? Could this be the solution to his desperate thirst? With a renewed purpose, he set to work. He grasped a stone in his beak, heavier than it appeared, and with a valiant effort, dropped it into the pitcher. The splash of the stone hitting the bottom echoed in the quiet, a sound that resonated with both despair and determination. Corvus repeated the process, his beak sore and his wings weary, dropping stone after stone into the pitcher. Each splash offered a tiny bit of encouragement, a promise of success, but as he worked, doubts began to creep in. The water level barely seemed to rise. Was the legend a cruel trick, a figment of an old crow's imagination? Just when despair threatened to overwhelm him, Corvus noticed a change. The surface of the water, previously a mere film, now glistened with a slight bulge. With renewed vigor, he continued his task, his thirst momentarily forgotten in the face of this newfound hope. Finally, after an eternity of effort, a triumphant caw escaped Corvus's beak. The water level had risen just enough for him to reach. He dipped his beak into the cool water, savoring the life-giving liquid that cascaded down his parched throat. As he drank, a profound sense of accomplishment filled him. He had overcome his despair and used his intelligence to create his own solution. The legend was true. Refreshed and invigorated, Corvus surveyed the scene. The remaining stones lay scattered around the pitcher, a testament to his struggle. He cawed again, a joyful sound that echoed across the vast savanna. He knew this story would be shared with generations to come, a legend not of trickery, but of resourcefulness and determination. The legend of Corvus, the crow who defied thirst with stones. News of Corvus's feat spread like wildfire among the crows of the savanna. Soon, every crow knew the story of the thirsty crow who had raised the water level with stones. It became a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming adversity, they possessed the intelligence and creativity to survive. The crows started incorporating this technique into their daily routines. They actively searched for pitchers and other containers with leftover water, carrying pebbles in their beaks to raise the level whenever necessary. This knowledge not only saved countless crows from dehydration, but also strengthened their sense of community, fostering collaboration and resource sharing. Corvus, meanwhile, became a symbol of their resilience. His legend evolved, weaving tales of his courage and resourcefulness. He was no longer just a young crow. He was a hero, an inspiration to all who dared to overcome impossible challenges. However, with the rise in Corvus's fame came unexpected consequences. Humans, who typically saw crows as pesky scavengers, began to notice their changed behavior. They observed the crows strategically collecting stones and dropping them into pitchers, often leaving behind small offerings of water for the birds. A young girl, Maya, witnessed Corvus dropping a pebble into a pitcher one afternoon. Intrigued, she started researching crow behavior and came across the legend of Corvus, the crow who defied thirst. The story filled Maya with a sense of wonder.